Glaive, are you there? I've infiltrated the base. King's Glaive. King's Glaive. Hello? Anyone there? Oh, hey. Fancy meeting you here. Pew. You know what's weird? Star Wars, Maui, Kingdom Hearts. I put it all together, and it's somehow still in the same. Can technically be put in the same universe. But anyways, I just finished watching Final Fantasy 15 King's Glaive because I love this freaking game, and I got the deluxe edition, which had the movie with it. And well, I got it before I knew I loved the game, but still, I love the game. And I just finished watching the King's Glaive movie. I had played and quote unquote beaten the main story of the game before I had watched the movie because I thought, you know, let me wait till later because I don't want to get any spoilers. Which it I guess kind of had a little bit of spoiler in it. I don't know, but well, fudge. Okay, so basically, the movie's awesome. The movie is great. I don't know if critics or whoever, if there are critics of this movie, you know, like how they say, okay, video game movies all suck. One, I like Advent Children, I do. Though mind you, I had no context for any bit of Final Fantasy VII when I first watched it, and mostly like because giant sword and sparkly one-winged angel, an awesome fight scene with sword that comes apart and then comes back together. It's just watching it, I was like, and now I'm kind of like, fudge, I have no context for any, and even watching a little bit, other than that little intro is like no context for almost any of that bit. But this one, maybe it's because I did play 15 and I had some context, but no, I think even if you have not played the game, you just play it itself, you will get some, actually, if anything, playing the game, because one, well, probably if anything, playing the game first spoils a little bit of the movie, maybe? But anyways, let me talk about this real quick. One, I thought this movie completely followed the king. Turns out you don't. You follow Nyx, who is part of the King's Glaive, a.k.a. the Final Fantasy Black Ops. And it's freaking epic. It's really freaking cool. You see like a battle fight scene with a demon. They're teleporting everywhere, which one, I was confused at first. I'm like, wait, I thought only the king and Noctis and those of the royal bloodline could teleport. But it turns out the king can actually give out powers. But he can only give it to certain people, at least the people like Ulrich's people and some others who are kind of like, who are immigrants to Insomnia, the kingdom. And they make up the King's Glaive. They are able to wield Lucian powers, such as, you know, the Warp Strike, ability to control the elements, weapons, so on like that. And this is all taking place first before and then during the game. By the time the end of the game, I think you finished chapter 1 or chapter 2 of the game, if I remember correctly. It's when you, spoiler alerts, when you go to the fishing town, I think for the second time or something like that. Yeah, after you learn at the fishing town what happens. I think when you're waiting for the boat. And they fight, and this movie is awesome. It's pretty big. At least I think so. Like, you take place in Insomnia, a place you don't really get to see in the game, except for like the very, very end. And I looked at him like saying, this is straight up Japan. This Insomnia is basically really based on, seems like a lot of inspiration for Insomnia is Japan, which of course, even though everything else is based around either America, well, or at least the desert parts of America, apparently, there's America, there's influence of America, and I'm talking about the game, gotta talk about the movie, but it's America, Insomnia, Japan, America, everything else, Mexican says Spanish City at one point, and Italy. But the movie is awesome. Nyx is a pretty epic character, though I feel like I've seen him before, like his face, and it's because I'm pretty sure I've seen other games where a character looks very similar to him. But he's actually a pretty cool character. His motivations are pretty good. I really don't know what I should say or to spoil about this movie, because it's really good. And watching the movie itself, it adds a little bit of backstory of like what happens to points, because you don't see these parts in the game. You see bits and pieces of like the Kingsley movie, also like cutscenes in the game itself, but you don't really see everything that they show in this, and it's actually pretty cool. Though, mind you, one character I thought was the Immortal or Core, the guy in the game, and I don't think that was him. I don't know exactly, because I was looking at it, and it's just confused. I don't know. He looks similar. He has like short black hair, like the goatee kind of style. Then maybe Core didn't. I don't know. Core's barely in the game, so I got the two probably confused. But yeah, looking at him, I'm just like, is that that? But yeah, it's really good. It takes some turns that you don't see in this movie, and unlike, let's say, Final Fantasy Advent Children, like again, Final Fantasy Advent Children, I'm pretty sure if you played Final Fantasy VII, you watch Advent Children, it's probably like, okay, I know all the context for this. But for me and like my brother, when we watch Final Fantasy VII, we're just like, swords, guns, epicness, cool guy in black sword with a giant sword that breaks apart. Again, like I said, to me, it was just awesome. But like in the end, I didn't know who Zack was. I kind of do now, and I know more of the backstory. Though mind you, there's a lot of Final Fantasy VII I don't know. So I started doing a playthrough of the original one, but then I kind of wanted to save. And then, but halfway through that playthrough, you can find it on my channel. The remake, the trailer for like the Final Fantasy VII remake came out, and I'm just like, well, fudge. I want to wait till that comes out. So, if anything, especially since they say Final Fantasy VII is going to have similar battle techniques, fighting and everything from Final Fantasy 15 in that one, live action, all that, I'm probably definitely going to wait until that game comes out, and hopefully by then I'll have my capture card. I'm pretty sure that will be to like a year or two. So, of course, yeah, hopefully we'll have it. But that way I play it on my PS4, and that way I can do a Let's Play of that game, hopefully. That way, because I want to go when they're twists or whatever, I want to see the twists and everything like that. And I want to see, in that beautiful way. And then also I'll probably then go back to the original one and probably play that one. And if only so I can see what are the differences between the two. But, but the game, like I said, like, I didn't know who Zack was. I didn't know who Eris was. For all I think, like, oh, is she a goddess or something that keeps coming up? What's with the little red band around his arm and all this crap? I didn't know about all of that. I just knew Sephiroth is awesome, Cloud is awesome, fight, and giant monsters and demons and these white-haired dudes that kind of look like Riku from Kingdom Hearts. If I remember correctly, Riku! You can't really see him because he's in the black cloak, but Riku! And then that one's Roxas. That one's either Roxas or Xemnas. I can't remember. That one, no, that's Roxas, so that's Xemnas. Okay, but, FYI, Kingdom Hearts, my gateway into Final Fantasy. But, yeah, like, in that game, you didn't know about these characters. You didn't know, if you watch Advent Children before you watch, hold on one second, but if you watch Advent Children before playing the games, you kind of get lost on some of these characters. You don't know there's much emotion on why certain things are so-and-so. So, that's kind of sucks, but this one, you follow Nyx, who, they even say, like, he's your lead into this. He is your thing. You don't really, they do explain some bits, like, the Empire, who's coming to take over. Surprisingly enough, a couple of things, like, oh, this is the Chancellor! And I'm just like, well, oh, Chancellor, okay. Trying to remember, Chancellor, Star Wars, got it. I know his position, kind of. And especially with the Empire and droid armies. But like I said, like he kind of shows you into this world. You kind of are new to this world, and it's kind of like through his eyes that we see everything that's happening. Mind you, also, what is his name? Argus? I can't freaking remember his name. He's the guy from the actual game, also the red-haired dude. The part where he comes in after the Empire retreats after a battle, and it turns out the Empire retreated because they're saying, "Hey, you should sign a peace treaty with us, because if not, we're gonna murder all of you." And he's the one who also sets up that Noctis and Lunafreya should be wed. And when he comes on screen, I always love it, but also like there's a scene where he's before like the royal council and the king, and there's these stairs that lead up to the throne, and he just like starts walking up the step, and it's like so like menacing, yet also you can feel like he does not care. He knows that all of them cannot do anything. He went in there without an escort. He went in there without any backup. Just went in there and started walking towards the king, like saying that what's going to happen. I'm just like, and like in some ways, like, you know, you have some cocky dude who's like, "Oh, I'm the big strong man, and what's gonna happen here?" No, he's like, he does it like all charmingly, but still threatening. His presence is so good in this. I love it. I freaking love that character in this. And like, he's just so like, and that's the thing. I love and hate him. And I love and I hate, and you can probably know, if you played the game, you know why I hate him a little bit. But, well, kind of. But yeah, it's just, you feel his presence. You can also feel a bit of hate in there. At least I did. I felt a little bit of hate in there, but then also still like everything. Like, he's like, this is what's gonna happen, and it's not like let's say Walking Dead, like Negan. Sorry, but like Negan, like, you know, he's cocky and everything. But even so, it's like, okay, I kind of like this guy. Looking at Arden do all this, it's like, I kinda, but I still hate him, but he's kind of winning me over, but kind of not, and it's kind of just like, it's like, he has me in a pool of liking him and hating him, and it's just like so cocky of how he does it, but not in like an obnoxious way, in a way of saying, like, he is basically saying, you can't hurt me. And in one or two ways, that's kind of true. But he's like, you can't hurt me. And it's just like, what the fuck? That was probably one of my favorite scenes. That and like the final scenes with like the battle. But it is really good. And like everyone's like wondering like, why is this ring so important? And stuff like that. If you play the game, you know why this ring is so important. The whole point is the Empire's trying to steal the crystal from Insomnia, as well as the ring, and take over. And also, there's a point where the brother Lunafreya, because in the game they say that his arm gets taken off. I thought it happened as a kid. I guess not. But his arm gets taken off for the reason, and the reason why is because he said that it was his right to become king or something like that. And I won't spoil much of that, but the way he said it, I'm just thinking, wait, is he the king's son? Like a second son? Like, I don't know, but like he said, like it was his right. So I'm just thinking, like, does he have the blood of the king in him? Because then that raises a couple questions. Like, one, is Lunafreya Noctis' sister? Which, mind you, technically that's in royal families and weddings and all that jazz. That technically isn't something that's uncommon. Back then in royal family things, like, royal family used to, you know, wed each other and stuff like that to you know, make pacts between countries and stuff like that. And sometimes the bloodlines were already mixed, and then they're just mixing it more and more and more. So yeah, that technically isn't uncommon, but still, I'm just thinking. But I will say it could be that maybe the queen of this place and the king really just kind of had an affair. But then also, maybe her and maybe Lunafreya's father, maybe kind of. But no, that would then mean ask if Noctis. Well, half sister. It's still bad. It's still bad, but still. Well. time periods, I guess. I don't know. It all depends on the society at that point. But, what does it depend on? Some whoever. Yeah. Basically what I'm trying to say is tacos. No. Gosh dang it. Sorry. But, it could be that Luna Freya has a different father, which then would mean that Noctis and Luna Freya don't have any blood relationship between them, because then if the queen isn't hit, because Noctis' mother is dead. Noctis' mother is dead. We know this. Not because the game or anyone else told us this, but because at least I know this because I read about it. But yeah, his mother is dead, so the Queen of Tenebrae, actually they say that his mother dies, so fudge me, it could have been her. Gosh dang it. Okay, well, I don't know. But either way, it's really good. The movie is really awesome. The action is epic. I don't really want to give up much away, because this is something you kind of want to go see. It is really good. It also reminded me a little bit of Godzilla. A little bit towards the end. And it's kind of a mirroring between like the main characters and my giant monster. But anyways, yeah, I probably gave up a little too much. But the movie is epic. The movie is awesome. It has some funny moments. It has some sentiment moments. I wish some characters were given a little bit more screen time, like maybe this one King's Glaive chick girl who was supposed to help, but she was something bad happens to her, so it kind of sucks that we didn't really follow up with that a little bit more. There is like a racial thing going on, and the only thing that stinks is I wish a little bit more of this bled into the game a little bit. Like maybe Noctis runs into some of the resistance or something like that. Those trying to fight Niflheim and stuff. I wish there was a little bit more with that, but I still feel like these are all in the same universe themselves. Being like, this is Nyx's story. This is the story of a King's Glavesman, a soldier of the king, trying to save the kingdom. Noctis' story is him and his friends, his brothers, them going across the world trying to help, or this land trying to help Noctis become stronger, rise up to become the king of kings, become the king of light, to save the world from darkness. This is all in the same universe. If anything, the best way I can put it is it's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a sense, where you have Doctor Strange in Tibet or wherever using magic, but then you have Iron Man over in New York building stuff, or Captain America having a sci-fi adventure. They're all in the same universe, and they feel in the same universe, but, this is more like the Final Fantasy military movie, kind of, but it's still freaking epic. Not saying like it's propaganda or whatever, but it feels pretty awesome. Also, there's like Audi, product placement, like Beats headphones, and I'm just like, well, I guess they're in this universe now. But the game's awesome. The movie is definitely awesome. Definitely go check it. Definitely check this out. It's not in theaters, so can't really go see it in theaters. Or if it was, I didn't know. It probably was in Japan. Yeah, actually, I think in Japan, I think they said that like King's Glaive was out in Japan, but the movie is good. I love it. The quote-unquote actors are very good. The voice actors are some voices didn't sound as good, like the chick that I was talking about. Her voice sounded a little messed up, I guess, or it didn't fit. It didn't really work as well, but everything else fit very well. The guy who plays Nyx is awesome. His little backstory is pretty good. Nyx is awesome. Like the emotion that they show with the characters is really good, and I just love it. Go check it out for yourselves. Go check out the game, definitely. If you have reserves on it, go play it. It's very fun. Apparently they're updating like Chapter 13, which I don't know if I played that, because I guess in Chapter 13 in Chapter 13, spoilers for the game, you do get the ring, and you only have access to 3 abilities. I guess in the original one you only had access to 2 abilities. And then you had Altera, which is the 3rd one, which is the newer one. So I don't know if I seen like the updated Chapter 13, but I do hope they keep adding more to the game. I feel like I'm gonna go buy the season pass, and I probably am. because I love this game. I'm still playing it now. I'm already clocking like 50 hours into this thing. I beat the game in 30 hours, so that's an extra 20 that I've just been running around, screwing, doing, whatever. Though, mind you, 10 of those hours me doing that freaking Peyote dungeon. So, F that dungeon. Having the black hood on it, so that's always good. But, Hood was very happy about that one. But, yeah. If you have reserves for the game, go get it. It's very fun. I don't know about the season pass. Don't get the season pass yet. The DLC crap is still DLC crap. Like the crap with, them splitting up. But, yeah. Game is good. Movie is extremely epic. If you couldn't really get into Advent Children, I can understand that. Advent Children is technically a sequel, so you need to play the first one to know it. But this one, it feels like it's its own thing. It's its own story within this world, but also still connects with the main universe. This is everything that happened within the walls of Insomnia, while the game itself is everything that happens outside the walls of Insomnia. And I'm pretty sure there's bits and pieces you pick up from the movie inside the game. Like, maybe there's like little articles or whatever, but I kind of passed a lot of them because I kind of like don't know what is an article, what is not, and it was just kind of like, ah. But anyway, game is good, movie's good. Go check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Want to show me videos that I've done? Please go link description below. Show all my videos. Hold on one moment. And we will. Gosh dang it. See you later.